A few of the basics of programming with LEGO Mindstorms. So the first thing you need to know is how to make the robot drive. The way we make the robot drive is we use this block right here that's called Move Tank. In order to use this block, we have to understand what all of these numbers mean. So here it tells us how we're going to drive this. So for the most part today, we're going to be just using on for rotations, so we can leave this one alone. This is where we adjust the power for the left and right motor. So if I want the power to be at 50% forward, I just leave it at 50. This is for the left motor. If I want the right motor to be at 50% power forward, I leave it at 50. If I want the right motor to be at 100% power, I can either move the slider up to 100 or I can type in the number 100. And that's how you change the power. If I want the robot to go in reverse, I can move this slider into the negative area. So if I wanted at negative 50, I can either drag it or type the number in. Likewise for the right motor. If I want the robot to turn, what I can do is I can have one of these be negative and one of them be positive. For instance, if I have the left motor running backwards and the right motor running forwards, that's going to turn the robot. The next thing I can do is I can adjust the number of rotations. Now this is the number of times the wheels will go around in a complete rotation. So if I have it at 1, the wheels will rotate around 1 time. If I change it to 2, the wheels will rotate around 2 times. If I change it to 2.5, that means the wheels will rotate around 2.5 times. So that's how I can make a motor run. The next thing I want to show you is the wait command, and that's going to be in flow control. Notice I switched over here to flow control, and I can take this wait, and this is what we have as a condition. We can wait for an amount of time. So if I click time, it's going to wait for 1 second before it does this action. But if I change this to waiting on the touch sensor, I can say wait until the touch sensor changes state and then do this action. So that's essentially like using the button to make the program run. These up here, these ports are really important. You're going to have to make sure that they match where you've plugged things into or where the things are plugged into on your robot. You'll see these referenced on your mission sheets so that you can make sure that they're in the right spot. In the next lesson, we're going to talk about how to have a switch and how to do a loop in LEGO Mindstorms.